Alcohol. It's one of the most widely used drugs on the planet. And if you ask people, why do you put that stuff in your body? They're going to tell you that they enjoy it. It's a genuine pleasure. It helps me relax. I like the taste. They're going to give you a bunch of reasons why they do it. Yet at the same time, that exact same drug is responsible for so much pain, so much anguish, and so much destruction for millions of people. It's almost like they're two completely different substances. Some people tell you that it's a great thing. Other people tell you that it's one of the worst things that they ever discovered. So what I'm going to do for you in this video today is I'm going to talk about 6 ways that alcohol seriously sucks the life out of you. Now, I know this channel is all about positivity and it's all about reframing the way you view alcohol, is building out that paradigm where you see it for what it is. But at the same time, I've got to get real with you guys. I've got to kind of give you some harder truths. And the reason why is because a lot of you guys that are watching this video, you might not have stopped yet. You might still be on the fence. You might be thinking of trying to stop. Some of you guys are a few months into the journey, but I know some of you guys, you're still kind of on the fence. So, hey, listen, I'm going to cause a bit of pain in this video. I'm really going to talk to you about my experience and how it sucked the life out of me. But then what I also want to do is show you the positive side. I want to talk about each of the ways that it sucks the life out of you, but I also want to show you how these areas change when you make that decision to become a non-drinker, because I'm telling you, it'll be the best decision you ever made in your life. And I don't really need to tell you that. A lot of you guys, you've had periods of your life where you've not drank. You might have had a few weeks here. You might have tried AA and got some success. You might have used willpower. You might have successfully stopped in the past and life was awesome. But for whatever reason, things aren't like that today. But that doesn't matter because things can change. You can still change. You can still get things back on track. So let's get into it. Hey guys, and very quickly before we get into it, now if you do want access to the video training showing you how to apply first principles thinking to stop or control your drinking without things like AA, rehab, and willpower, just make sure to click the link in the description. There's a free training down there, a more in-depth video training showing you how to apply mental models to alcohol. Make sure to click the link down below. And just let me know in the comment section, what is the biggest benefit that you found when you've stopped drinking? Whether that was recently or at a point that you stopped in the past. So the first way that alcohol can seriously suck the life out of you is when it comes to energy levels. Now, I remember when I used to drink, it was a drag, right? Like getting through the day, it's difficult for me to reflect and actually think back to what it was like. But it was like getting myself out of bed was such a struggle, and then all I wanted to do was like drink a pint of water as quickly as I can because my throat was all dry. And then I'd get in the shower. And then when you get out of the shower and you're like lying on the bed like, oh, here we go, I've got to get through the day. And every day that I was like drinking and going through that cycle, the days that they just weren't good. And a lot of the times, if I hit it hard during the weekend, I wouldn't be feeling good again until Wednesday or Thursday. Like, it just robbed my energy. Workouts weren't as good. I never made YouTube videos back when I was drinking because, I had no energy to do something like that. I didn't have the energy to, inspire other people, encourage other people, lead other people. And really, my energy was just down in the dumps. But obviously, since stopping drinking, my energy is through the roof. It's like the opposite of how things were when I was drinking. Most of the days, I'm not saying every single day I'm like this, but most days I wake up, I'm motivated, I'm positive, and I'm just ready to, get to work, get to the gym, and just have a good life. Rather than, trying to get through the day, I'm busy being proactive. My energy has just gone through the roof. And you can seriously expect that when you stop drinking. I'm not saying that everything's going to be perfect with energy levels when you stop drinking, but generally speaking, energy starts peaking. I know that's like a big thing that people tell me when they're in the Sober Clear program after like the first month, the first 6 weeks. They're like, dude, I feel awesome. Like, I just want to do things again. Like, I want to hang out with my family. I want to get back into hobbies. I want to do gardening. I want to just live an awesome life again. So you can definitely expect energy to go through the roof when you make that decision. So the next thing that I want to talk about is brain fog. And when you drink, it can create so much fog. The clarity of thoughts, it just isn't really there. And you'll try and think through ideas and think through plans and think through things that you want to do. And it's just like a fog is there all of the time. Now, I don't know why that happens. I'm not going to really look into the science. I'm just telling you from my experience. And when I was drinking, I don't know, it's a bit like you're super tired all of the time and it's you just don't have clarity of thought. And for me, that was in varying degrees. There were some days where I had some clarity. I'm not saying that I was constantly like in a DIR state, but most of the time I was in a DIR state. And it would fluctuate depending on how much I was drinking. But when you don't drink, the clarity comes back. The ideas, and the thoughts and being able to really think things through clearly, it really does start to return it in a great way. Like, I could not have done what I've done with Sober Clear. I couldn't have built the program. I couldn't have learned the skills that I've had to learn to run a business. I couldn't have, been putting the energy out there and thinking through all of these tons of YouTube videos that I've been making. The only reason why I'm able to do this is because I don't drink. And just on this point, I know a lot of people that they might already be successful, right? They might have kind of been working really hard for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. They've been drinking all that time and they've kind of achieved a lot when they've had brain fog. They've had not 100% clarity. They've been drinking, but things have gone pretty well. And I just wish those people could see how much further they can go if they don't drink. How much further they can go in their business, in their work, in the things that require clear thinking, which is exciting. So alcohol definitely creates brain fog. The third point is that alcohol drains finances. And, it costs so much money. I used to spend, easy 100, 200 pounds on a night out. I'd just spend tons of money. And you can really calculate, how much you're really costing. And most drinkers, it's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's how much they're kind of spending. They're just spending insane amounts of money on a drug that does nothing for them. And for some of you guys, maybe that's not an insane amount of money. But at the same time, that money could be used in better places. You could use those resources for just so many better things. There's so many better things to spend money on than alcohol that does nothing for you. It's just ethanol, it's poison, it just doesn't do anything for you. But then also, you've got to think about how when it kind of sucks the clarity out of you, it sucks the energy out of you, how many opportunities and how many ideas are you kind of just pushing aside and saying, I'll deal with that later, I'll do that in 5 years, I'll do that in 10 years, whatever. Now's not the right time. So you've kind of got to think about the money that you could be making. And then when you stop drinking, obviously financial life is going to improve. You could be getting faster promotions at work, you could be building your business, you're obviously saving a lot more money, you'll be clearer thinking about investment decisions, and definitely financial life can get better. The fourth way that alcohol sucks the life out of you is when it starts impacting relationships. It's impacted so many of my personal relationships with friends, with family, and romantic relationships. I broke up with my girlfriend in the past, all because I was drinking. I know people in the Sober Clear program where, partners were on the verge of leaving them. Sometimes they'd already left. Alcohol can impact relationships in such a bad way because we always put ourselves first when we're drinking. We don't often put the people around us first. We don't put the people that we love first. We're always kind of thinking what's in it for me? How am I going to get my drink? And so on. At least that was what it was like in my situation. Maybe not for everybody, but when you don't drink, you can just expect relationships to get so much deeper, so much more enjoyable. You can get so much more out of them, and you can also provide so much more to relationships that matter to you. The fifth thing that I want to touch on is weight gain. And, I put on a lot of weight when I was drinking. It was all these fat, stodgy kind of body weight that wasn't good muscle or anything like that. It was just weight gain. And that knocks your confidence, it knocks your self-esteem, and doesn't really feel very good. And, I see it time and time again. I just interviewed Todd on the channel recently. And if you click on the screen, you can actually see Todd's interview. Todd lost 30 pounds in 3 months of not drinking. And that was kind of the big motivation for him. It was he wasn't progressing in his health goals. Health was extremely important to him, being fit, being active. And he was putting alcohol before health. So he had put on weight, but now that he's stopped drinking, the weight is just falling off. So you can definitely expect awesome weight loss stuff, awesome fitness stuff when you don't drink. And finally, the sixth way that alcohol sucks the life out of you is that it seriously can kill drive, it can kill motivation, and it can really kill you going after your goals and getting what you want out of life. When I was drinking, I always had ideas, I always had ambition, I always had things that I wanted to do, but I just never really got them off the ground. I'd do some stuff. I did my university work when I was at university. I would still do work and I'd still do things, but I didn't have the drive that I've got when I don't drink. Now that I don't drink, motivation, drive, and ambition, it's just so much higher because now that I don't drink is I can kind of set my goals a lot higher than I could before because I've got more confidence. I've kind of had a track record for the past 3 years of setting goal, achieving goal, setting goal, achieving goal. So now I've got this belief in myself that maybe I could push it even further. Maybe there's more that I could really do. And I just know when I was drinking, it's a different person altogether. And really that's the goal of this video. Is I just wanted to give you, not a long video, but a quick contrast between how things are when you're drinking compared to what it's like when you're sober, because I'm telling you, it's the best decision that I ever made in my adult life. And if you want help doing that, head over to soberclear.com or check out the training in the description where I talk about first principles thinking. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day.